Welcome back to another episode of Three Siblings Walk Into a Bar. I'm Deshae, the oldest sibling.
I'm Sage, the middle sibling.
And I'm Storm, the youngest sibling. I was like, shit, we didn't talk about it again. I don't remember.
That's why I was asking before I hit record. I was like, do y'all know who you are?
No, what's happening? No,
I don't think we ever really
never
know.
asked me what's happening.
Yeah.
No, never. Still.
No, yeah.
We write our scripts and we show up when we're supposed to, and that's all that we really have to do. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, honestly, that's all we need.
We make it work, right?
What do you expect from us?
No, we're not perfect.
They were like, listen, if we're going to listen to you, expect superb.
They're like, right? Y'all are over a year in. You should be pros at this by now.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Why are we not on tour yet?
What do you mean?
Why are we not on tour yet?
Why are we not on tour?
Oh my
well, it could be all the missing audio and the cats meowing in the background, and it could be a number of things.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh,
or my last email. What do you mean?
Happy Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
I didn't have a Valentine's Day shirt, so I wore my pink Disney Baby Yoda shirt.
It's close
cute.
Enough. Close enough.
I'm not wearing pink. I'm wearing gray. I have a pink cup.
Oh, so are you one of those people that's like, I don't like Valentine's Day?
I have a full-on Valentine's shirt to wear tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Good. I'm going to wear my heart earrings. I mean, I have to wear my work clothes, but I'm going to wear my heart earrings.
We did Valentine's Day Flash, and we got so much response from the anti-Valentine's Day Flash that we were like, maybe we should just do anti-Valentine's Day. Yeah. More people.
I saw those, and they were I really liked them. I was like,
I know. I love Valentine's Day. I might be like part of the minority, but
I do too.
I love Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I'm also just a hopeless romantic. I can't help it. So.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'm like, why? Mm-hmm. And I hate when they're like, there shouldn't be a holiday to make sure you love somebody. You should love that person every day. I'm like, bitch, I do love that person every day, but there's why can we not have an excuse to like extra show love or like
whatever?
Says who?
Says Hallmark. Hallmark created this.
My kids want to bring Valentine's to school. Yes. Says capitalism.
Right. Also, I was about to say, like, the day after Valentine's Day is the best day to get candy. That is
true.
The best day to get candy.
I went to get stuff for the boys today, and they literally have like Valentine's, and on the other aisle, it's Easter. I'm like, slow the fuck down, okay?
Exactly.
Give me a second.
Right.
It was
also,
so funny.
Who's planning for Easter right now? Like,
not me.
Our mother is probably planning.
Our mother is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't even realize that Easter was like a thing. Like I was like, shit.
Right. Yeah.
That's literally because I had to go to the store today because Madeline has to bring fruit for her Valentine's party. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I went, and first of all, there was no women in that store. It was all men, and they were all walking through the like Valentine's, and you could see this one guy, and he had like 2 different flowers, and he's like looking at this one, looking at that one. He's like smelling it, like, and like he had like no clue. Like he was like, oh my gosh. And part of me wanted to be like, get those are better. Like,
yeah.
I was like, no, I'll let him do it. But they did. There was like, because the store usually has 2 separate Valentine's sections, and one of them was completely empty and was filled with Easter stuff. And I was like, Easter? And I was like, oh my gosh, it's February. I guess Easter is like March. So
April.
Crazy.
April.
Is it April? Are you sure?
Yeah.
My birthday's next week, and I can't think past that. So
what's happening?
I don't know. I'm turning 35.
No, it's not. It's March 31st.
You are. You're
Easter's
old man.
30.
What?
Right.
Oh, this year it is. Okay, usually it's in April. Well, sometimes it's in April. Listen, I don't know.
I don't
don't
make
either
the rules.
because is Easter like Thanksgiving where it's like a certain like
it's the what is it? The last.
Well, I do know that it's always like Ash Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
is the day after Fat Tuesday. So like tomorrow's going to be Ash
tomorrow?
Wednesday
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, you guys are listening to this not on the same day. So
Exactly.
well, but it'll be Ash Wednesday, and then it's a certain time after. I think it's like 4 weeks or something after that. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember.
I'm
That
not
makes sense.
Catholic, so
We'll
Yeah.
know when Mom texts us and is like, "Let's get together for Easter."
What are we
What
doing for
time do
Easter?
you
Yeah,
want to do for
exactly.
Yeah. You're like, shit.
That's how I
I don't
remember
know. Let
most
me go buy my
holidays and
kids.
birthdays and stuff.
Yeah.
My mom texts me like 2 weeks before, and she's like, "What are we doing for the?" Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I do need to do that.
And there's a holiday. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, do y'all want to hear a story?
I don't know.
Kind of.
Maybe.
You said
Okay.
it was different, so I'm
Yes,
super excited.
and I'm okay. This is, I don't know. I hope y'all like it. I think you. I know you will. I know you guys will.
All that
So I'm
matters.
gonna do
Right.
like two different things. So first, I'm going to give you kind of the origin of some of our favorite fairy tales.
Ooh, okay. Yes.
That sounds so exciting.
And they're kind of gross.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Love that.
I was very surprised, and I feel like I don't know, but almost every single one of them has something disgusting in it for the most part, or just flat out sad. And it's like, why? Where did this come from?
They were
aren't
used
most
as like
fairy
moral
tales-
tales. They were like
Yeah,
to
they
scare
were
kids to do
teach
shit.
you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And then like oh, what is
Disney
his
picked them up
name?
and romanticized them.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Brothers Grimm, they kind of
Yeah.
changed them too.
Yeah.
So I have some of those. I'm going to tell y'all some of those. And then I have also, I am going to tell you about a few medieval and Renaissance era like serial killers, because there's not a whole lot of information on them because it was so
Right.
long ago.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you about a few of those. Okay. First, we're going to talk about Hansel and Gretel. One of my faves. Love the movie they did. The like live.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Hawkeye?
movie.
I don't know his name. I just
So
know he
good.
plays
Yeah, I don't know.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, I don't either. But it was so
Jeremy
good.
Renner. Jeremy Renner. I think that's his name.
Yes. Go watch it.
Huh? Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so just jumping right in here. So basically, we all know the story, but basically, their stepmother convinces their dad that the only way to, because this is like in the 1300s, supposedly,
Okay.
the only way to survive like starvation and famine and all that is basically to abandon their kids. So Hansel and Gretel find this out. That's why they escape into the woods. A witch kidnaps them, and she plans to fatten them up and eat them. So this story comes from the time of the Great Famine, from 1315 to 1317. This is when Europe was suffering really bad with starvation and just disease, lots of crime, mass death, and even cannibalism. So many people did have to abandon their children in order to avoid starving to death.
That's so insane to me.
So
I'm like, wouldn't you just starve to death? Or at least make your
yeah,
kids
you'd think you
have
would.
food?
So I mean, they're like little, and in eating them, there was that too. So that's disgusting.
So sad. I hate it.
Yeah.
It makes me want
I
to
know.
cry.
I know. So that's where that comes from. And these are really short. But Little Red Riding Hood. This version is from 1697. she ends up eating her grandmother. So
What?
the wolf tears apart the grandmother and serves her guts to Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What?
What's that movie Into the Woods?
Mm-hmm.
They do like the real adaptation.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
These are stories they used to tell little kids. Like,
Yeah.
this is,
that's great.
Yeah.
Hey, honey.
Don't go out into the
Yeah.
woods by
bed.
yourself, or else you're gonna have to eat your grandma. Like, that's pretty.
If you go out in the woods, you will have to eat your
Exactly. Yeah.
oh God, it's getting hot in here. Shit. Okay. In another version, the wolf. This one's gross. The wolf demands that Little Red Riding Hood strips naked, gets into bed with the wolf, and then the wolf eats her alive. And that's how that story ends.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like,
that's disgusting.
Like,
Why
get
did we
in
have to
bed,
do all
like,
that?
you know.
Do you think that's like,
Okay.
it's like the severity of the kids' like crime, like which story the parents told, or was it like just like passed down through the years and it just changed a lot?
Well, I think it's probably
both.
like you know how what's that one, like eeny meeny miny mo?
Mm-hmm.
Like I say it differently than the way that Richard says it. Yeah. So I think it's probably like just these people said it this way, those people said it this way.
Like different parts of the world.
Yeah.
So the origin of eeny meeny miny mo is real messed up. Just Google it. I'm not going to say anything, but it has to do with slavery, basically.
Oh, that's fucked up. Okay.
It's real.
Cool.
Moving on. I didn't mean to bring down the entire conversation. It's real messed up.
So now every time Madeline's like, "Who's my favorite? Eeny meeny," I'm gonna be like, "Excuse you."
Yeah.
Okay, so one of our favorites, The Little Mermaid. Mm-hmm. Okay, in the original 1837 version, Ariel gives up her tongue in exchange for legs. But with her new legs comes like extremely horrible pain. Like every step she takes is like knives cutting into her legs.
Ugh.
So she is only given 1 day to marry the prince, or she'll be turned into sea foam. So like that gross stuff you see on the water.
Yeah.
In an attempt to win over the prince, she dances for him, even though every movement sent horrible pain through her body. In the end, the prince chooses another woman. Ariel's sisters give her a dagger to kill the prince, but she couldn't do it, and she ends up dissolving into sea foam.
Oh my God, that is horrific.
How horrible and sad is that?
I mean,
that's a be happy with what you have.
Exactly. Yeah. It makes sense, but that's just real dark way to say that.
Yes.
Also, you don't have to be happy with what you have. You can work towards more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Also, did you guys see the TikTok that I sent you guys of the mermaids?
No.
I replied back.
It. And then I literally was like, hold on, I need to see it.
I told you they're real. They are real.
Yeah, it's really wild.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of like deep sea, like the ocean is terrifying TikToks, basically.
Yes.
And my God. Yeah.
I saw the mermaid one, and they're like, you can hear them. It's wild.
Yes.
It's really crazy.
Yes. I'm going to watch it after this because I totally was like, oh crap, I need to watch that. And then got busy doing something and then forgot. But now I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
if you don't know, we are obsessed with mermaids.
Obsessed.
Yes. Yeah. It's
like, I want to be a mermaid when I grow up.
Literally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, I want to dissolve into a mermaid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or sea foam, just like a bunch of mermaids. I don't really care.
Make me part of the ocean. We all go back to the ocean. Anyways.
Okay. Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty is based on the tale Sun, Moon, and Talia from 1634. So instead of being pricked by a spindle, she gets a piece of flax. Don't ask me what that is. Of course, I didn't look it up. Lodged under her nail, which causes her to appear dead. So basically, she's like in a coma, right? So her dad is like devastated. He wouldn't bury her. And he has like a huge estate. He ends up putting her in one of the rooms in his home and lays her on the bed. There's a king who is hunting. He follows his hunting falcon into the home. He sees Sleeping Beauty. He tries to wake her up. Of course, she's unconscious, so she doesn't wake up. So what does he do? He rapes her.
What the frick?
Yeah.
Yeah, he rapes her and then he just pieces out. So he's gone.
Prince Charming.
So while still unconscious, Talia gives birth to twins. One of the twins, this was weird, but one of the twins sucks the flax from her finger, so she wakes up. So by this time, the king has since gotten married, and his wife finds out about her and the kids. So she comes up with a plan to kill the children, cook them, and serve them to the king.
What is up with eating children?
I know. That's like a thing. They really like it.
They really like it.
Really like it.
They're a delicacy, apparently. Oh my God.
It's either the kids or the dog, so I'm gonna guess I'm gonna pick
exactly.
The queen's cook agrees, but then he swaps out the kids for lamb meat. So the king finds out about his wife's plan, and he burns her alive to be with Talia, aka Sleeping Beauty. And the cook who saved the kids got a promotion. So that's how that ended.
What's the moral here?
Ridiculous.
I know. I thought
that's what I was thinking.
Ended it
Don't
with
sleep.
The cook got a promotion. I was like,
yeah.
So what?
Be a cook.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
lie.
That's
always side with the king.
Yeah,
right.
Apparently.
Just be a good
Don't be
cook.
sneaky. Yeah.
That's the moral of the whole story.
Okay. I feel like I've heard a version of that story before of like unconscious being raped and the babies. I feel like I've heard that.
I've never heard that.
So Snow White and the Huntsman, that one goes deeper into like the dark side of it, but it doesn't. I don't think anyone's done an adaptation for the children, because I'm pretty sure that's where the Seven Dwarfs came from, was the kids.
Yes, we're going to talk about Snow White.
Oh, I'm thinking of two different things. Sleeping Beauty and
Sleeping Beauty, yeah. I don't ever remember there being kids involved in Sleeping Beauty. Maybe I'm dreaming.
But I do remember, like, because isn't Maleficent like her stepmom or something? Like, it's some sort of something. Or like her parents gave her to her or something.
Yeah,
I don't remember
something
exactly
like that.
what it is.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't know. They change so much, and they've changed. I mean, this is from 1600s. That one, yeah, 1634.
They need to calm down.
Exactly.
Right.
Again, why are you telling your kids that?
Right.
That's why we're telling them on this podcast.
If you're a child, turn it off right now.
Exactly. You shouldn't be listening to us in the first place.
No.
No. Okay. This is about the Pied Piper of Hamelin. So this fairy tale dates back to the Middle Ages, set in Hamelin. I think I'm saying that right, which is a German village. And this village is infested with rats. Okay.
Gross.
So the townspeople hire a man who plays a pipe, and his tune supposedly drives the rats out of the city. Supposedly it's magic. Okay. the town attempts to they're like, no, we're not going to pay you. And so using his tune, he lures the town's children away. Okay. So, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
There are some texts and artwork from that time that suggests the town's children either died or they disappeared. So there's a town ledger from 1384 that says it is 100 years since our children left. That's creepy.
That's super ominous.
In the 16th century, a new gate was built at the entrance of the town, and it was inscribed with this message. It says, in the year 1556, 272 years after the magician led 130 children out of the town, this portal was erected.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So is it like a scary town now?
Supposedly. I mean, it's in ruins now. But
what they do with the children?
Right.
Did they eat them?
Me.
Or did they?
Probably.
Yeah. They were really into that.
Probably. Yeah. They really liked it.
They really liked it.
Is that what we're going to name this episode?
Yeah.
They really
liked it.
Probably.
Oh my gosh.
That one was creepy, though.
That is weird.
Okay. The Frog Prince. The ending in this is a little more violent. The Frog Prince gets in the princess's bed.
Of course he does.
So she throws him against the wall, which makes him turn into the prince. Instead of a kiss, basically, right? So she beats him up and he turns into a prince instead of kissing. Violence, yeah. Mm-hmm. In a different version, the princess chops off the frog's head and almost kills him, and that is what turns him into a prince.
His head's chopped off.
Right.
Yeah. There's no kissing in this Frog Prince, okay?
Yeah.
Thanks, Disney.
That's weird.
It's just disgusting. Yeah.
I don't like that one.
That some of these are super short, but
I don't like frogs though, so
you don't like frogs?
Okay.
No.
Interesting.
Did I ever tell you the horror story of my old neighborhood when me and Stinky went for a walk one night?
I don't think so.
So it was dark. It was dark. Okay. And we were walking on the side. We were walking on the sidewalk. And I'm about to step down, and Stinky's like, Mom! And I look down, and there's a giant spider. And so I, hopped off that foot onto my other foot so I didn't step on it. And then I almost stepped on a freaking cricket, and I was like, ugh, crickets, gross. And then I tried to hop back onto my other foot, and I almost stepped on a fucking frog. I was like, what the hell is going on?
That would have been
gross. They were coming for
and so then, it was because it was like the one spot where we were by like a street lamp, and so there was just the light right there, and so I guess they were all. And then after that, I was like, we're walking in the middle of the road. I don't care if this is dangerous or not. We're walking in the middle of the road.
What you don't know, it was like a Toy Story situation, and they were like trying to build up the courage to like finally take down a human, and they were like, this girl's terrified of us, so let's do this.
Let's get her.
Oh my god.
They were strategically placed.
Okay, next one is Cinderella. So this one's disgusting. In the 19
It's real bad.
It's gross.
This one's disgusting. Okay.
So in the 19th century version, the evil stepsisters, Anastasia and Drizella, when they are struggling to, get their feet into her slippers, her shoes, they start slicing off parts of their own feet to try to get them to fit.
It's gross. Yeah.
So the slippers, they fill up.
Literally just.
I know, it's disgusting. The slippers fill up with blood, and of course, the prince goes with Cinderella. But to top it off, a flock of birds pecks out the eyes of the evil stepsisters.
Ew. What?
Okay.
That's how that one ends.
Hate it.
So they're
That's
gone. They did.
disgusting. Literally
See,
made
I
me
don't like birds, so no.
I don't like birds either.
No.
Well, and just the slicing of the feet and the just picturing it and just bleh.
Oh God, you're gonna have me puke.
I
Stop
have
it.
heard that before, where they were like, they were trying to get their feet to fit in, so they were like, no, I'm just going to cut off my toes. One of them cuts off their toes, and then one of them cuts off their heel or something.
Something like that. And when I was reading it, I was like, okay, I feel like I've heard this in some way, but yeah, it's disgusting.
Every time I hear that, I think of Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
Where she's at the club and she's like, oh, I cut my foot earlier and now my shoe's filling up with blood. I need to go. I say that all the time and no one ever knows what I'm talking about.
I haven't seen it in years, but yes, I know that one.
Apparently they're making another one, which I'm super
I've heard
excited.
that too.
Yeah.
Okay, our last fairy tale is Snow White. So Snow White is possibly based on a real life woman from the 16th century. Margaret van Waldeck. She married Philip II of Spain. Her father and her stepmother highly disapproved of this union. So at the age of 21, she somehow dies and they think it's supposedly poisoning. So the dwarfs were supposedly, I say supposedly a lot because, whatever, but the children who were made to work in the copper mine. And so they suffer severe deformities because of their working conditions. And so the laborers would make fun of them by calling them dwarfs. The fairy tale evolved into the queen learning of Snow White or Margaret and ordering the huntsman to get her Snow White's liver and onions.
She called Doug funny and said, give me your fucking dinner. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that just made me cry. Go get her liver and onions. Like she's just laying with onions. Oh my god.
God.
She has the most superb onions, yes.
Snow White is a cook, if you didn't know.
That's the moral of all these stories.
Like, just damn it, go get her recipe.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Just came out because they just go together, apparently. So, okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Stop it. I can't quit. Stop. Oh my gosh. I'm just excited to see what you were gonna say.
Exactly.
Okay. Liver and lungs, okay? Lungs.
Okay.
Oh my god.
No, that's what we're naming the episode.
Yeah.
Liver and onion.
Okay. So she wants him to get her liver and lungs for her to eat.
Okay.
Oh god. So Snow White swallows the poison apple. These are just adaptations over the years. So she swallows the poison apple and falls into a coma. The prince takes her body and her coffin falls when it's being moved, which then dislodges the apple from her throat and she wakes up.
Okay. Because that's how
So
gruesome works.
I'm thinking, like, was she just like, this is so good? And
Look
try
how
to
big
swallow the apple. Like,
It's like
an apple in her throat.
it's like little Nicky when he eats chicken for the first time.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God. Like, what? Whose
Oh my
idea
God.
is this?
Oh my God. I hate it here.
Not that she possibly took a bite and just choked on a bite of it. But
No, it's the whole thing. Yeah.
A full apple.
Yeah.
Whole apple. Oh.
Just shake her a little bit, it'll
Okay.
come out.
But everything's
Oh my
fine.
God.
Yeah.
So Snow White marries the prince, and the queen ends up showing up to their wedding. And they force her to wear burning hot iron shoes and dance until she drops dead.
Damn.
What?
How fucking fucked up is that?
That's vindictive.
She did
That
want her liver and
is.
onion, so look, baby. Ugh.
I said that with truth too.
Yeah.
That's what
how
I
it was
thought we were
happening.
talking about.
Oh my
Now
God.
liver and lungs just like doesn't sound right. Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, she did not want her lungs.
Liver and onions. Oh my God.
I feel like why the liver and lungs though?
Right? Oh no. Like lungs?
And what
Most
was the
stories
moral
that
of that
you
story?
yeah, don't eat apples whole.
Don't fall in love.
Exactly. Yeah. The queen
What?
really likes liver and onions.
What?
That's the moral of the story.
Well, that just made me think like Sammy's been eating a lot of apples, which is good. But like I just rinse them off and give them to him. Like he likes to eat them like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now I'm like terrified.
Think he's gonna eat one whole. I don't think it'll fit his mouth. Oh my gosh.
No. Oh my God. Okay. That was it for the fairy tales. Hmm.
That was good. A lot of people don't realize that those are like super messed up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the
And I know I've like heard
Ring
that
Around
before,
the Rosie
so
and stuff.
yeah, the someone should do the what are they called?
Bubonic plague.
Lullabies.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. Now we're going to talk about some, like I said, the medieval and Renaissance era serial killers.
This is going to be
Jesus,
fascinating.
We laughed and now we're gonna cry.
Exactly.
Okay, so first we're going to talk about Peter Stump. Sorry, hold on. Pause.com. Okay. So Peter Stump, also known as the Werewolf of Bedburg.
I feel like I know this.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded kind of familiar when I read it, but he's a 16th century German farmer, supposedly who received a gift of wolf's fur from the devil when he was a young boy.
Ooh.
Along with that, he was given this is a quote, the likeness of a greedy, devouring wolf, strong and mighty, with eyes great and large, which in the night sparkled like brands of fire, a mouth great and wide, with most sharp and cruel teeth, a huge body and mighty paws.
Sounds terrifying.
I know.
Right?
So when he puts on the wolf's fur, he apparently felt compelled to go after children and women. He supposedly killed more than about a dozen, ripping apart their bodies and eating them.
Oh my God.
This is really bad. I don't even want to say this, but he also tore fetuses out of at least 2 women and ate the hearts of the unborn babies, calling them, quote, dainty morsels. And he also said that those were the, quote, best agreeing to his appetite. supposed quote.
God.
Well,
So
again,
he
this is
did
from
just like
1600s,
them.
but
They really did just like them.
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Ugh.
He
just
did this for
imagining-
decades in Germany.
I'm just imagining one of those like
Go ahead.
the guys from like Men in Black, like the tall alien dude with the ball. That's what kind
Yeah.
of imagining.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
So again, he supposedly does this for decades, even killing one of his own children. He was captured and put on trial in October 1589, along with, they don't give much detail about this, along with his daughter and his cousin or his mistress, either one or both. They don't know. They were all put on trial. And then this says, here's a quote, with red hot burning pincers to have the flesh pulled off from the bones. After that, his legs and arms to be broken with a wooden hatchet. Afterward, to have his head struck from his body, then to have his carcass burned to ashes. That's how he was punished.
I get that makes sense. Like where
excessive.
the like killing of vampires and stuff, they pulled his skin off, cut his head off, broke his bone. They wanted to make sure he wasn't coming back. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
And they also burned his daughter and his mistress or cousin, whoever she was. Yeah. Okay. Next we have Peter Nears. I'm not sure.
A lot of Peters.
I know. That's what I thought too. I was like, Peter, what are you doing?
Peter.
Don't name your kids Peter.
So while Peter was being tortured, he confessed to multiple murders and cannibalism. He says he was part of a gang that like went across the German countryside during the mid to late 16th century. They were supposedly mentored by another serial killer named Martin Steer. He was apprehended in the late 1570s, escaped, and remained on the run until 1581. Let me see. A lot of the details are not available about this guy. However, supposedly 24 of the deaths or the murders he committed were fetuses he cut from the wombs of pregnant women. And he supposedly used the fetuses for magic as like a supernatural fuel, like offerings.
What's wrong with people?
Right.
Interesting. I don't know what it is about.
What's wrong with Peters and fetuses?
Yeah, the kids, I
Peter.
guess it's the innocence of them. I don't, Peter. Fuck, Peter.
Come on, Peter.
I'm going to start saying that all the time. I'm like, damn it, Peter.
Peter.
Jesus.
All right. Here now we have Giles de Race. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Sounds right.
So he was a French knight, and he supposedly served alongside Joan of Arc in the 100 Years' War. And again, he's also known as a man who killed numerous children. I know. He was nicknamed Bluebeard. And here's a quote that says, when the said children were dead, he kissed them, and those who had the most handsome limbs and heads he held up to admire them, and had their bodies cruelly cut open, and took delight at the sight of their inner organs. And very often when the said children were dying, he sat on their stomachs and took pleasure in seeing them perish.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Yeah. He was also said to supposedly have interest in summoning demons and conducting what they called black mass rituals.
So I think this is like a, you need a virgin or whatever kind of thing.
Like I said, the innocence of children, I guess. I don't know.
It's like
but
like the Sleepy Hollow, the I think it's the Huntsman.
Yeah.
For Sleepy Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is reminding me of.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked.
October 1440, he was executed, and his body was burned. So they said he was either hanged or strangled. They don't know, but his body was burned. I think most, like you said, most of them were.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Bathory is on this list, but I'm not going to do her because she's a whole story episode within herself.
She's a whole ass thing.
Yeah. Who we got next? Where'd you go? Pause.com. I'm finding him. His name's Christman.
Christman.
Oh, here he is. I think that's a Christman. I don't fucking know. Jennifer Tanga.
Interesting.
Again, from the 16th century in Germany. This supposedly took place over like 13 years. He reportedly killed 964 people.
Jesus.
What?
He supposedly documented this in a diary, which was found on him in 1581 when he was taken into custody. Supposedly he his story talks about sex slavery, cannibalism, and he was so his execution was on the breaking wheel. So we talked about that whenever we talked about medieval torture devices. Supposedly he was kept on there for 9 days, tortured, barely kept alive until they killed him.
I didn't realize they kept them on there for like days at a time. I guess it's like a cross, like this similar thing. That's.
Could you imagine? That'd be horrific.
I think, yeah. I mean, their
like,
end goal with him was to kill him.
And most of the time, you're in like a square, so there's like people walking by you, like you're out.
Oh yeah. It's like an event, like. Yeah.
Just crazy. I guess, I mean, again, like, I know back then, like, things weren't. I don't know, but I couldn't, like, it would just make me sick to my stomach.
I think that's what they were. It was like.
To watch.
And they're just like, it doesn't matter what they did. If you have any empathy as a human, like, you're going to feel bad for that person.
Yes.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
Ugh.
Okay, doke. We got 2 more. We got, this section here has 2 people in one. This is about Pierre Bergot and Michael Verdun, who were confessed devil worshippers and murderers, and they believed that they were werewolves.
A lot of werewolves too.
Okay, so this doesn't give a whole lot, but their trial is in 1521. They confess that they have renounced God and they have sworn to allegiance to the devil, and that they have been dancing and making sacrifices to him. They talked about how they changed into werewolves by spreading ointment on themselves. And then once in wolf form, they would attack children and eat their flesh before killing them. And they were both burned alive.
That is nuts of pants. And
I didn't realize that like the werewolf thing was that far back. Like it's.
I know.
I thought it was just like a scary story. Like this is like something that people legitimately believe. Huh.
Yeah, they really thought that was a thing.
That's so interesting.
Just like with the vampire thing, like you said, and how they, cut the head off and bury, whatever they do.
Yeah.
So they really believe this stuff.
Wow.
All right. Lastly, we have Giles or Jill. I don't know. Garnier. And him and his wife were described as recluses, and they were accused of stealing and killing a bunch of children between France and Switzerland. He was also called the Werewolf of Dole.
God damn.
I know.
So many werewolves.
Interesting.
He was once described as a somber, ill-looking fellow who walked in a stooping attitude and whose pale face, livid complexion, and deep-set eyes under a pair course of bushy brows were sufficient to repel anyone from seeking his acquaintance.
That's fucked.
He was tortured until he confessed. He admitted to a bunch of murders.
Of course he did.
And apparently there were a bunch of weird details about what he did with children's clothes and their flesh. They don't go into detail about that, though.
So we don't know if these things were actually happening, though, because they're torturing him, and he's like, "Okay, fine,
right,
I did it." Like we don't. I guess that could have been with anybody, though.
Well, right. I think that's why they had that back then. They just needed somebody to confess to something.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they picked the ugly guy. Like, that's pretty much what they were getting at. Was like, this guy's ugly, so he's did it.
Yeah. This dude's weird. Yeah.
But both him and his wife were burned alive January 18th, 1574.
That's so wild to me.
Part of me is like, did he really? It only makes me sad just because I have in my brain that he didn't actually do it. That they just tortured him, tortured out of it. But if he actually did, like, fuck that guy, and he deserved to burn.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of that from. There was a article on. It's called Ranker.com.
Ooh, never heard of that before.
Me either. Until I came upon it. My research.
I came upon it. It was,
So,
Peter.
There's your Grizzly Tales.
I love them.
That was really cool. I did like that.
It was fun.
Thank you.
Apparently, there's like something about Valentine's Day and werewolves. Like, there's like it's called like Lupercalia or something. Like, I can't remember exactly. I'm gonna have to Google it. I should have Googled it.
Like
before.
werewolfs and chocolate.
It's
have you heard of
werewolves and chocolate. Well, dogs can't have chocolate, so.
Well, no,
true.
isn't there like a movie or something that's like chocolate and werewolves or chocolate and something or whatever? Blood and chocolate.
Oh, blood and chocolate. Okay, yeah.
But it's like
it's like that.
I don't really know. I think it's like older than that. It's like a medieval type thing. It's something about like butts and werewolves. It's something about like letting your inner werewolf come out. I don't know. I need to Google it before I start talking about it. Yeah, something about butts and werewolves. Yeah. Yes. I'm not crazy.
Werewolf come out of your butt.
Yeah.
Inner werewolf.
Valentine's Day. Okay, hold on.
I'm googling it. Valentines and werewolves.
I think it's called like Lupercalia or something. I can't.
Well, I know there's lichen something. Doesn't that mean werewolf or something like that?
Yeah. Lupercalia.
Oh, it is hot in here. Sheesh.
Festival of Ancient Rome. It's on February 13th through the 15th, promoting health and fertility.
Oh. Well, what does it have to do with butts?
It's
yeah. What does it have to do with butts?
That's just how it was explained to me by someone. Observances are sacrifices of goats and a dog by their Luperci, offering of cakes, a fertility rite. Oh, apparently, the guys dressed up in goat skin and would hit the women on the butt of the ones that they wanted to have children with.
Oh, okay.
You know what? That actually sounds familiar. That sounds like something that I've
Yeah.
heard before.
That makes a lot more sense than what I was saying. Butts, werewolves, you know.
Yeah. Werewolves, Valentine's Day, fine.
That's just where my brain goes.
That's what I'm gonna start. Instead of saying Happy Valentine's Day, I'm gonna be like Happy Butts Day or Happy Werewolf Butts Day.
I have this conversation with someone every single year around this time. Like, I think that werewolves are just kind of sexy, just in general. And I have that conversation with people, and they're like, "You're crazy," and I'm like, "No, but they are."
It's like one of those, like, you know, like you have like a crush on like a cartoon.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you see a cartoon, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about like werewolves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And vampires.
It's the same thing.
It's like Beast from Beauty and the Beast. I feel like if I had a crush on anybody, it was going to be Beast.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking Beast from X-Men because that was the one that I had the crush on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Good one.
Any of the X-Men, really, in general.
I mean, yeah, all of them. All of the above.
They can't expect us to watch this and not turn out a little bit weird. Like, the shit that we watched when we were kids was real weird.
It was weird.
That's true.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I just remember watching, or maybe I just knew Dad was watching Tales from the Crypt. I remember that a lot.
I never watched that.
I remember you watching it.
Mm-hmm.
That's that every time I think of Tales from the Crypt. Yeah.
So weird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I forgot about that.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Mm-hmm.
That used to always come on. It used to make me so mad. And y'all did it to me, and then my freaking husband and son now do it to me as an adult. I don't mind watching scary stuff. Like, I actually quite enjoy scary movies and stuff, but I can't watch them by myself. Like, someone has to watch them with me. And y'all would always fall asleep right when that freaking show would come on, and I would be awake, like, and I'd be too afraid to like turn the channel or whatever. And now they freaking do that to me. We were watching the new Exorcist movie, and I was like, do not fall asleep. And they're like, we're not going to fall asleep. And then both of their butts fell asleep. And so then I'm like,
you need to get a squirt
up
bottle
in the dark and like try to find the remote.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to get a squirt bottle. You just start squirting when they fall asleep.
I'm just going to start smacking them in the face.
Yeah.
Wake up.
For real.
You agreed to this. And then they'll stop asking you to watch horror movies with them.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was really good. That was different. I liked that there was a bunch of different stories.
I liked it. That was fun.
Now I need to start.
It was fun to
looking up more werewolves. That was very interesting. I didn't realize they were so prominent.
Yeah. That's all I got.
That's it. All right. Well, Storm, this was good compared to the last few episodes that we've had where they're real hard, real deep, and everybody starts crying. This was good. That's
what I thought. I was like, let me break it up a little bit. Yeah.
Break it up. Yep.
All right. Well, Storm, where can they find us if they want to listen to more?
We are on Facebook, 3 Siblings Walk Into a Bar, right? 3 Siblings, yes. And then we are on Instagram at 3 Swift Podcast. Go on there, like, comment, do all the things. Also, please give us ideas of stories.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and sometimes I'm like, can I tell that story? Because literally every single other podcast has, and then I get weird about it, but then I want to tell it because I enjoyed it and whatever. So if you tell me that you want to listen to it, then maybe I won't be as weird about it.
Yep.
And YouTubes, go to the tubes. We are on there. Please go watch us. Rate and review. That's also super, super helpful. And
Right. Well, that's what happens when 3 siblings walk into a bar.